Happy Friday, beautiful souls, and welcome to Spiritually Her. This is your safe space to explore the magic of inner work, grow your confidence, and embrace your self worth as the ultimate superpower. I'm Terrika-Surrenity, your host and guide on this transformative journey. Here, we're breaking barriers, we're rewriting our stories, and stepping fully into that girl energy together. So grab your favorite drink, let's settle in, and let's vibe. Your next level starts right now. Happy Friday, guys. Listen, I am in such a good mood on this Friday, okay? I have been feeling very good this week. This week has been very restorative, may I say. Okay. I was able to get some sleep in. I was able to meditate. I was able to really tap into spirit in a new divine way that gave me just like this burst of energy. And your girl has been going to the gym, getting it in. Okay. Like I am stepping into the wealthiest, most healthiest version of myself. And I'm not doing it by myself because I know that my spiritually her besties are doing the same exact thing. Okay. So hopefully you guys feel the energy of this week as well, especially with this full moon in Taurus that was going on. I hope you was able to really love on yourself and pamper yourself and just do all the things, even if it was the small, tiny things that you were able to fit into your day and your schedule. I hope that it made things 10 times better, if not 100 times better for you. All right. So, guys, the topic for the day, you already know. Per usual, it was a download, which I feel is like, why would you want to listen to a podcast that was just like scripted or anything? Yes, I have ADHD, but my mind, my creativeness, and my spiritual gifts be tapping in. So I know for sure that you're going to get the information that you need when you listen to this episode, okay? So you're going to hear what you need. You're going to have confirmation. You're going to get all of the stuff right here, okay? And this lets me know that we are in alignment. We, as a collective, are receiving this message from spirit. All right? You following me? You tapping in? You here? Okay. All right, so I had this dream. Well, before I get into the dream, I just want to say, and ask you guys, have you guys ever felt like God, spirit, universe, whatever you result to, was trying to, reach you? Like, I'm feeling like it's almost like a scripted text message or a text message that is in another language, and you just don't know what this text message is saying, right? And you just can't read it. And a lot of times, that is what it feels like when spirit is trying to reach out to you, sending you the breadcrumbs and the signs and synchronicities, all of the angel numbers and all of the stuff, right? I had this dream 2 nights ago. And guys, I felt like I was resting. I was resting peacefully. Well, not RIP, okay? Not yet. Not yet, GOD. Slow down. Slow down. But I was sleeping good. And I also felt like I was working in overdrive in the spirit realm, right? Like I had this dream that I was like behind the scenes of the entire organization of the signs and synchronicities with the collective. Like honestly, visually, I was like in this factory, this warehouse, and it was like different machines, and they were dispersing out information and confirmation signs, colors, numbers, certain things that may happen, so times and events or etc., based off the timelines that people were on. And it's like I also saw how it all resonated collectively, even though those signs and messages were very different for all people. I felt it all. Like collectively, we are all one, right? And, but of course, we're the main character of our journey. So, of course, me seeing this synchronicity may not mean the same to you. Or maybe if red is very significant to me, red might be significant to you because you hate that color. It might be significant to me because that's my favorite color. Or, which is not. It's not my favorite color. But. But it's just like, it's saying how things resonate differently to different people. And the reasons why. But ultimately, they have like this decoding that we have to do individually and strengthen and tune our intuition. And honestly, I was in the behind the scenes of it, seeing how it all works. And it was very beautiful. I felt like I was like, okay, going to this machine, seeing this. And I'm just looking around like, oh, that resonates to them. And it's like I was seeing people's time spans and lifespans all at one time. Like time literally did not exist in that dream. All there was energy and frequency. And so that brought me to this episode and wanting to share that with you guys, and also like really dig deep into this conversation. All right. And also, after having that dream, after waking up, I felt like I had got the inside scoop on like a conspiracy or something. I just had this inner knowing of things. Like, I think it was just like an intuitive download and channel while I was asleep that when I woke up with information. I woke up with clear knowing of things that I didn't know or wasn't aware of consciously. So it was very powerful. And then I started seeing this angel number that I have been seeing for quite some time, 233. I see a lot of freaking numbers, but it's all about decoding them. I would see that number before the dream, and I would just read it together as, 233, or, oh, okay, well, not really sure the meaning of it because it could change, or because spirit's decoding may be different from my own decoding. But when I saw it after this dream, when I saw that same exact angel number, 233, I immediately decoded it. All because of that download that I received from the dream. And I was able to see that the two meant coming in connection to the partnership of, to accept, basically. It's almost like a handshake. When I see twos, I picture like a handshake. So it's like the encounter, the meeting, the coming together with, right? And then I saw the 33, which is an extended master's number, right? So that number is coming from like the Jesus, the Buddhas, the Mother Marys, the all of the people, Mary Magdalene, all of those who have reached a high level of spiritual enlightenment and now helps guide humanity from that higher plane. Okay? We're talking about the Buddhas. We're talking about the monks, People you've heard about, people that you have not heard about. There's a lot of people that are out here guiding people towards a higher plane, guiding humanity. And now I know that when I see that code, that is spirit confirming what I've always knew, what spirit has shown me the vision of, that spirit needs me to accept. So here I am, spirit. I'm showing up and I'm accepting. All right, guys. Now, going into the cue points of when you see these synchronicities, these signs, these numbers, and everything like that, the main thing that you want to pinpoint is, how did it make you feel? What were you thinking about? What was going on in your surroundings? The conversations that were going on around you. What negative thing were you thinking about? What positive things were you thinking about? And also, what energy followed you after you saw it? I feel like those are the major key points that helps you decode the messages from spirit. All right, so I want to get into the engineering and the manufacturing of the signs, okay? Like, I am no STEM major. Not at all. And I'm quite bad at math, science, and engineering, all that stuff, okay? I'm really good at writing and language arts. But yeah, STEM, not my thing, not my forte. However, from that dream and seeing the behind the scenes and the manufacturing and the engineering of everything gave me this newfound excitement, because it's like spirit really orchestrates the synchronicities like it is a GPS system that is rerouting your path. So that's every sign that you receive, it is correlating with the law of resonance. Okay? It matches your vibration, your energy, your present state. And here's the thing, your intuition is the translator between spirit and your human mind. Guys, it's really mind blowing. So, when you're talking about the ear ringing, that is a frequency shift. Just to go side note, I remember this not Pacific, oh gosh, and I just said I was great at language arts. But I remember specifically this time where I was out eating Mexican food and margaritas, and my left ear reached this very high frequency. I mean, extremely high. And I also felt a presence beside me in the same area where, like the same, like on this left side of me. And I didn't pay any attention to it. But I remember in the middle of the night getting a call that my cousin had crossed over. And I knew then that that was him. Now, I don't want to correlate the ear ringing or left side, right side being negative, or that means somebody died or anything like that. But just to give you the example of the frequency shift, okay? This can be in a form of mediumship as well. If there are people that are around you or energies that are around you and you might get that frequency, it could be angels around you, your spirit guides that are around you. It could just simply be a message. There's so many ways and how that one synchronicity or sign can be decoded, but spirit is telling you intuitively that it is your job to decode the message. All right. Now, it can also happen into sudden songs or lyrics that plays in your head. Sometimes I was thinking growing up that it was just my ADHD, which it probably was, but I also believe those are my spiritual gifts, that it would be a song that's caught up in my head. And I'm like, mm-mm. And I'm only saying mm-mm because this week it was a song by, I don't even remember their name. Oh my goodness. But it's an R&B song, and it was just, um, kissing you is all that I've been thinking of. Kissing you, ooh, ooh. That song. And I'm going to beat myself up not remembering their name, but I love them. And I know the singer, Pam, okay, and the rest of them. But all of a sudden, I knew that because I wasn't thinking about nobody at that time. And all of a sudden, here's a text message. Here's a DM from somebody I let go, somebody that's in my past, trying to come back because they're thinking about me. Okay, don't be trying to cipher up my energy because you miss me. You had the best and you fumbled it. Okay, sorry, not sorry. But these synchronicities can happen in so many different ways. We're talking like numbers as well, even your body sensations. That is your intuition telling you yes or no. You ever been around somebody and you just get this feeling like you might just be sick to your stomach and you can't tell why? And it's like, and you just like, I just don't mesh with that person because my body is just saying no to them. My body is saying no. And then you have some people that your body just feels so comfortable around, and it's like, okay, intuitively, this is a yes. All right. Or people or certain words repeating around you. This could be names that you never really heard of. This could be so many different things, right? And the main thing when it comes to decoding is to, number one, recognize what you were thinking about. Your energy, how you feel. And it may take some time. Don't beat yourself up if you can't decode the message right off the bat. It took years of practice for me to understand exactly what spirit is telling me, to also understanding my body, to intuitively knowing when it is my intuition versus my anxiety or my fears. It takes time to really recognize your body sensations, to recognize your own voice. You have to declutter all of the other voices you have been hearing, okay? Not saying that you're schizophrenic or anything like that. And if you are, okay, we still need to decipher our own voice, but saying you need to declutter your mom's voice, your dad's voice, or the voice of the naysayers or people and everything that they have told you. Declutter and stripping that away from yourself and your identity, and clearly hearing you, the soul version of you, the subconscious version of you, that higher self, you. Okay? Now I have a fun little game that we're going to play called Decode That Sign. Okay? I am doing jazz fingers right now. Okay? It's very silent. Okay? Hopefully you're over there joining me and not leaving me out. But I've been receiving some messages, and a lot of the messages are people within the community that needs help decoding certain signs and synchronicities that they are receiving in their lives, that they would like help from the spiritually heard community. So what are we going to do? We're going to help, because each one teach one, period. All right. And ultimately, understand that intuitively you already have this answer, and you should trust your intuition over any and everything. Even if you feel like you're incorrect, progress, not perfection. Okay? All right. Let's get into it. All right, y'all. And welcome to Decode That Sign with Terrika-Surrenity. All right, guys. This is where spirits' messages get translated decoded, and delivered straight to your higher self. Because let's be honest, sometimes spirit be with the shit sometimes. It's kind of hard decoding what you're saying. Sometimes spirit be whispering, and we be like, huh? What? Okay. What does that even mean? So today, we're tuning in, turning up our intuition, and decoding the divine language together. Let's do it. Let's go. All right. Should I start singing? I don't know. Maybe uh. Decode the sign together. Da 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 da. All right, that's it. Oh my goodness, I'm having so much fun with you guys. Okay. All right, so who do we have going first? All right, so the first message comes from Alana from Houston, Texas. Hi, Houston. Okay, she says, I keep seeing crows every time I'm about to make a big decision. It freaks me out. Is that a bad sign? One thing I want to say is that crows or anything that is like black get a bad rep. Okay, like black cats and crows because they're black, but they're not bad omens. Birds in general are birds of communication. They're messengers, okay? And they're very intelligent, for one. And crows mean transformation, their ancestral communication, and also they are like the messengers that gives awareness to things that are formally not seen. So things that are normally seen in the shadow side of it, okay? So one thing I know for sure is that crows come when your ancestors are trying to say, trust your wisdom, not your fear. It could also be a messenger to let you know that when it comes down to these big decisions, honestly, you need to take time, you need to pause, you need to breathe and double check your intuition. Also, certain things could come into play when it comes down to these crows. How many crows are you seeing? How often are you seeing them? At what time frames are you seeing them? And I know that you may have in general a big decision that is going on around you, but pinpoint exactly the time frames and the energy that you feel when you see them. Okay? So, that is my advice to you when it comes down to decoding that sign. But I do not want you to look at the signs as a bad omen. All right? Understand that your energy and your frequency is what gives it the power. All right? So it is not a bad omen. And you should look at all things, all signs and synchronicities that are good for you and going to work in the betterment of yourself. Period. All right. Let's see. Now we have a message from Ty from California. All right, Cali, west side. All right, let me chill. Guys, my ADHD is acting up today. All right. All right, let's get into this message from Ty. Ty says, I was thinking about someone I haven't seen in years. Then they randomly text me out of nowhere that same night. Was that a coincidence or a manifestation? Okay, here we go. This reminds me of the song that I was feeling or hearing before I got that DM and that text message from an ex. Okay, sometimes it's not. Well, nothing is a coincidence, first and foremost. I don't believe in coincidences. But I don't believe that you manifested them to come back either. I feel like those are like your psychic abilities and your psychic tendencies kicking in and alerting you to what is about to happen. So you were thinking about them and then they popped up basically because they were thinking about you. It's almost like someone that is thinking about you, reminiscing on you, or about you. And they are, I don't want to say ciphering your energy, but they're pulling on your energy, and energetically you can feel that. So they will pop up into your head or your mind. They may come to you in dreams, and it's not that you're manifesting it, it's the fact that they are, and things happen energetically before they happen physically, right? It's almost like we say in the form of manifesting something, we have to be in the energetic space and field for it before we see it in the physical, right? So it's almost like the reverse of it. Someone is missing you. They want to reach out to you. Energetically, you feel it, and then it happens in the physical. But I wouldn't say that you manifested that. And plus, it also depends on how y'all ended too, because like if it was bad, why would you want to? You wouldn't be manifesting that. Like, we're not trying to go on another round, but it's basically just saying that energy is aligning. All right. So spirit connected you guys on the frequency of thought. Energy travels way faster than words. Okay. And it's not always about rekindling something. Sometimes it's closure. It's reflection, or just simply spirit showing you how you can align and just how powerful your energy really is. Okay. So for anybody that's listening to this too, if this happened to you as well, just know that spirit is reminding you that your thoughts are spells, and also that certain things happen. Well, all things happen energetically before they happen physically. All right. All right. Cool. All right. We have one more. Well, we have a few here, but I'm only going to do 3. All right. I'm looking for another one. Okay, here we go. Maya from Brooklyn. Okay. She says, lately I keep hearing random ringing in my left ear. I don't experience any pain, just a high pitched sound. Then it stops. Is that spiritual or medical? All right, so going into like the cue points, right? The cue points that I said, like when you feel these things, what was happening beforehand? What were you thinking about? What was the conversations going on that were around you, right? Now, when you ask, is it spiritual or medical? I'm not a doctor, okay? I've only graduated high school, all right? Take note of that. But spiritually, I am very educated. But I wouldn't rule out anything medical. So if you feel the need to get that seen to see if there's some form of tinnitus or anything like that, definitely do so, because that's the first thing that I did when I started having my ears ringing, because I was like, what is that? And they told me that I didn't have tinnitus, and here we are, my ears are still ringing, and I understand that that is a form of a spiritual gift, and also understanding and how to recognize frequency and when frequency shifts. But the fact that it happened in your left ear, that is something that you are receiving from spirit. Okay, so that is either high frequency that is happening, that is shifting. It can be a spirit that's actually there. It could be a download. It could be a sign to tell you to pay attention to what's going on around you. Like the synchronicities of that and the decoding of that can have many different reasons and explanations. But remember, when it comes down to the actual decoding, that your intuition is what's going to be your ultimate answer. And also, with your right ear, that is the releasing or sending energy. Okay, so that ringing is spirit basically upgrading your receiver. It's almost like, I'm going to tell my age right here, but that's okay. Big 33, okay? But it's almost like when back in the day when we used to have to do dial up, for to get on the internet. Okay, that was back in my MySpace stages where we were actually coding. Okay, like you see how this message is just going full circle? So back in MySpace stages where we had to do the decoding of like the MySpace pages and everything like that. But when your computer will connect via dial-up, there was this loud frequency, high pitch. It wasn't that loud, but it was like a hum that was really high pitched in order to connect. That is almost that same frequency. So just understand that when you have that ringing in your ear, it's just spirit upgrading your receiver. Okay, so just know to don't ignore it. Just breathe, ground yourself, and tune in. Tune into yourself, those body sensations, as well as what is going on around you. Okay? Because those ears ringing is like a notification. You gotta understand, we are energetic beings. We are full of light source. And once you realize that we're kind of like all one and the same, even when it comes down to Wi-Fi, dial-up connections, decoding messages, numerology, and the whole makeup of it all, that you'll be able to understand and decoding your own messages and seeing your own spiritual nudges, downloads being notifications, and basically spirit sliding in your frequency DMs. Okay? All right. All right, guys, so we're going to end the decode that sign. And I hope that my help of decoding that sign was beneficial for you guys, and I hope that it resonated, and I hope that helps you along the journey to decoding your signs to see exactly how they resonate with you specifically. All right, because just because 4 or 5 people are seeing 444, it doesn't mean the same exact thing to each person. So spirit gives you homework to decode that sign. All right, and now we have the segment to help decode them together. All right. So, guys, this episode was amazing. It was very fun to do with you guys. And I feel like we should do this segment once a month. Like, I'm really cool and down with that. And also, getting prepared for our first workshop, which will be on the year anniversary, which is December the 11th. But I don't know which day the workshop is going to be on or the mixer that we're going to do, but stay tuned because it's going to be amazing. And I'll be releasing more information and announcing that very soon. All right, guys, thank you for tuning in. I love you. I hope you know I mean it. Bye. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Spiritually Her. I hope you felt inspired, empowered, and ready to take the next step on your journey. If you love this episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Let's keep the conversation going. You can connect with me on TikTok at Surrenity101. That's SURRENITY 101, and on Instagram at spiritually.her. I love to hear your thoughts, breakthroughs, or even what topics you want to dive into next. Until next time, remember, your power is already within you. Keep shining and simply stay spiritually her. Bye!